And welcome back to Empire Total War with the Pirate Umbrellas mod. Last time around, there wasn't much of a order among these. Now there is more of an order, so we've got actually 6 armies ready, all 20 stacks. So I've got 4 old with the old units. This one's lacking 1 unit of cavalry. I should actually switch this out. I ordered this one to recruit a unit. I'm gonna remove that, and then I'm actually gonna remove this one. And I think it's too much dragoons in that army. What I should do is I should actually put some... Where's the cavalry force? Is it there? Let's put 2 heavy cavalry units instead in that army. And so that's mixed. So I've got 4 of the old, and then we've got 4 of the... or 3 so far of the sort of middle ground. And then just recently I have been able to get the newest units, which is the Stockholm Infantry Corps. These also come in a Finnish version, which is the Finnish Corps. Surprise, surprise. So I'm putting this together. I've already transported one of the old army. The 4th old army is already moved over and is going to move over to the Livonian region, just in case the New Spain have been coming with these. We accepted the weird first offer they gave, but then I have the second one was worthless, and so they keep coming up with these offers. So I think war is on the horizon. So I want to be ready with an army here. The old armies are all, or for these 20 armies, I've set them up all in the same way. So it's 12 infantry units, 2 grenadiers, 3 cavalry, and then 2 artillery plus the general. So that's how it's going to be. I do think perhaps, though, for a bit of tougher targets, some of my star generals now, Charles Lepenhaupt is 74, so he might not live to the start of the war. But some of the better generals might be set up so that they carry the 30, even though I can't carry them on the ships. Also been able to recruit some new units. The guard units have turned up, and we also have Danish and Norwegian infantry. I don't know, the foreign troops haven't performed that well, and so I'm not entirely sure what to do with them, where I'm gonna put them, but I'm sure I'll figure that out. That's what's going on in Europe anyways, and we're still at war with the Ottomans. I've not spent any more time, more than the fact that I've got my Grand Fleet sitting out here, raiding their trade, and making sure that as little as possible of their trade. You saw that they actually had managed to get through 4,000. Now it's 0. You kind of have to re-attack, because they, as soon as they do a new, I think a new trade deal or a new trade route opens up, because it's been blocked before, it actually goes through, and you'll have to attack again. So now that probably increased by another 4,000. The reason why I made a post in the what's it called? The about section. That's not what it's called. The anyways, where you can make posts on YouTube about possibly deleting some of the old armies, was because I'm not entirely sure I will be able to afford setting up with the new units. I kind of want to use the new units because they have higher accuracy, and I think a reload skill as well. So they're pretty good. So I'm contemplating that. Also, I think it perhaps is going to look a bit out of place to put these older units next to the newer ones. So I'm trying to mix that up so we have, or not mix it up, I'm trying to coordinate it so we have the old style units in the same armies and the new one's gonna be in the others. But we'll see what happens. So we're gonna go back here. So before we go ahead and try and tackle Cuba, which has tons and tons of troops, I think we'll take back the Leeward Islands. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to split the Recife frigate fleet, and we're going to bring that over here, and we're going to take the armies, the two colonial armies, and we're going to board them onto this, and then I'll make sure that I have a clear advantage when I go up here to attack the Spanish up here. Now I know they have been attacked by pirates. They keep spawning up, so it could be that they have... I don't know, the rebel forces never are that strong. However, the pirates are pretty strong, aren't they? But now I've got 40 units. That should be enough, shouldn't it? I'm gonna move up John Wayne first. This army actually needs quite a bit of chevrons compared to John Wayne's army. So we'll have that one then attack. And wouldn't you know it, this army is quite depleted. So he's a high star general, and he's got a lot of cannons. But looking at the troops he has, they're all very much cut down to size. I have a total of close to 9,000 men, while he only has 2,400. It's an easy out to resolve. I lost 750, he lost his entire force. Actually, 72 men survived. And we'll have the secondary army move up and deal with the cannons that are out there. We lost 67, they lost 72. Boom. Wonderful. Gonna go ahead and repair this. I can go ahead and recruit the Pirate King. And then we'll see about attacking Spanish in Cuba. Now, I wonder, because last time we fought a big Spanish army, we were able to rout it pretty easy. So I wonder if I can do something similar this time around. Looks like a lot of these units, though, are they have pretty poor morale, a lot of these, and I think they're all green, so that would make it easier. Plus their banners are tattered, meaning that they could very well be, but there's so many of them, it'll be hard to rout them. What I probably should do is if I can get extra cavalry, I think, to be used to run the enemy down, or better, cannons. I could get the fixed carronades. They fire explosive. I would have to somehow entice the enemy to get close to me to do that. Cavalry is probably the way to go. These colonial dragoons, I'm looking at the morale, is 9. Melee attack is not as strong though as, or at least the charge bonus of the company cavalry. And the good thing about the company cavalry is I can recruit them in one turn. Which means that I can get them on board really quickly. I can also get colonial militia in one turn. What do we have here? New Andalus militia to hold this place down. I don't need to hold it down though. Which, that's not really a problem right now. One problem that is a big problem is because of all the new military technologies, we're losing growth everywhere. I think there's only a few, like my capital region is, I mean, even that is down to 13, and we have a incredible amount of wealth in the Stockholm area, and still it only increases by 13. So it's not that great. But hopefully, I don't know, if I recruit... The thing is, the militia stuff will just be to bolster our numbers. It won't actually be able to do any decent amount of fighting. So it's kind of pointless to recruit those. Perhaps this pirate captain, though, could be useful. Yeah, it doesn't look like I have the opportunity here to recruit any good troops. These at least have a morale of 7. They have shorter range, worse accuracy, but they're 1 turn. I can recruit them in 1 turn. And it might be a little bit useful. I wonder here, yes, I have set up to recruit troops up here because I am expecting, of course, New Spain to declare war on me. And with that, let's go ahead and see if we can't end this war with Spain before New Spain attacks. However, New Spain might attack just because they want to reclaim the provinces they didn't think I would sell them. Or they sell, well, you know what I mean. Right. Let's go ahead and end turn. See how the enemy responds. So here's another one of those bad deals from New Spain. They want me to give up 3 technologies plus 8,100 gold, and they offer me 20 turns of military access. Something that I certainly don't need. Now I could accept this deal just to keep them away from me while I take out the last proper Spanish possession in the New World, but I am loath to add to the reserves of my enemy. We have a new priest, so it means probably someone died. We get a new priest here in Ukraine, not a very good one, 3 stars. The thing is, I have discovered humanism, so religious unrest is not that big of a deal anymore. Note of protest in Brandenburg and Denmark. Oh, that's... God damn it. I got a new... something. I think I got a new agent of sort, a nobleman, I'm pretty sure. I think. Or perhaps I was mistaken. I clicked it away so fast that I don't know what it was. It probably wasn't anything important then. We'll hope. Right, back to the New World. Let's go ahead and put our troops in order. Let's start ferrying the troops over to Cuba. So I'm gonna split the fleet. We're gonna pick up troops here, the cavalry. We need to pick up troops here, and we need to pick up troops here. Also, I have a priest coming down from Mexico, and he's gonna go... Currently, there are enemy priests holding up in this place, so I'm not interested in fighting them for control of the religion of this province. So I'm gonna go ahead and turn this province instead, the 2 ones which are not contested. Right, we since I think the sea lanes are clear, so we're gonna send the ships one by one. It's gonna be quite a bit of moving, so perhaps I should go ahead and join you back once I've gone ahead and moved all the troops over into Cuba. Right, so in the first wave here, it's gonna be the 2 colonial armies plus the cavalry, and then we're gonna pick up more troops. I did realize that from here I can actually recruit a lot of these company infantry that take 1 turn, so they will be coming up pretty darn soon. Wonder if I get anything more interesting, or it is just gonna be more points to the troops that I recruit here. Which I think is most likely. Let's go ahead then and end turn. I'm sure New Spain has a new stupid trade deal for me. And with that, the rest of the troops have been brought ashore. So we got the militia musketeers and more company infantry. And now the 2 larger forces have gone ahead and been brought up to full strength. So we'll go ahead and advance across the island. Perhaps I should have sent the cavalry units first, but I'd figure... Oh, these guys are far off, coming far after the others. Perhaps I should send the ships to scout. Would have perhaps been good to send a spy to actually take a look. I'm hoping... Since these are tattered flags, I'm hoping they not only have low morale, but low experience, and that they have low numbers. But with that, once again, we'll have to end turn before we make the final trip all the way up to Havana. Uprising in Denmark, and I imagine an uprising in Brandenburg then as well. Problem now is the fact that we're facing these troops. Oh, God damn it. I only have bloody militia here. Now, the one in Denmark actually has armies. I didn't pay attention to the fact that these guys were... I mean, we're gonna load them up in this port down here anyway, so they might be marching down anyways. But this is not something I was particularly interested in. However, I do have a castle. It's gonna take time though out of me recording this to have these stupid enemies coming at me. I should draw troops from the nearby areas to bolster the defense, because I don't really need the troops here. The troops sent along the border there was just really to scare our enemies more so, or scare the Austrians, which I'm trying actually to get them to revolt, or so they'll keep on doing or keep dealing with rebels instead of fighting me, as I am interested in other things. Those things are not actually the attacking Cuba. However, the Spanish left me no choice. So we are within striking distance of Havana, but I want to make sure that we have everyone ready and able to attack here. And what I don't want, actually I want the cavalry to come in from their own angle. What I don't want though is hopefully fighting. They actually have very few inside the fort. I would like to attack one of the bigger armies to start off with, rather than attacking one of the small, but I'm pretty sure if I move forward I'll be intercepted by one of the small, and it'll cause some trouble for me. Let's go ahead and end turn once more, see if they are ready to attack me, and very unfortunate, we'll have to see about these battles against the rebels. 7,000 militias versus 1,000 rebels. The rebels carry the household cavalry and some at least named regiments and some 6-pounders. Should be an easy out result though, shouldn't it? And it is. We lose 573 while they lose about 700. They have 450 men after that. I have 6,500. Wonderful. Denmark fight is going to be a little bit more difficult though, because it's even Steven right in the middle. I've got 3,000 men against their 888 men. However, since I'm going to have to be playing it, I'm pretty sure that victory will be ours. Here's the result of that battle. Both sides didn't really have the strength to take on the other fully, and here's the result. They deployed about 900 men against my 3,000. I ended up losing 1,200 men while they lost 600. They have about 300 men remaining, hiding in the woods, and I have 1,800. It should be noted here though, these units are called forcibly recruited Danish. So it was Danish troops versus Danish troops. So perhaps then is why it didn't go so well. However, we do remain in possession of both towns. Enemy invasion in Rostock. That's the port. We have, okay, so noblemen, that's okay. General, not as much okay, so this general down here. I'll have to recruit a new one. I figure that, and then a saboteur, that's actually not that bad. It was the Irish saboteur, okay, so English food, and then Irish food kills my spies. What was I looking at? Something else. Yes, no, what I was about to say is that when I recruited those other generals, they had really weird names. When I recruit them like this, I think they have like decent names. So that's probably the way I should do it in the future. Let's go ahead and out-resolve another battle here. We lose 500 men, they lose 200. They have 200 remaining, but they are crushed. Finally. Good riddance. The problem with both this province and the Danish one is, of course, the unhappiness of the nobleman class. We have a new saboteur all the way in nowhere, and I need you on Ireland. That's a long walk to Ireland. Nobleman in New Granada. That's horrible. How the hell am I gonna get you? We're gonna have to put you on a ship back to Europe. Oh, could that be that there's another nobleman hiding out there? That the one that I potentially missed. And then we have some stuff being built. New roads. And then naval schools being built up. Should reduce the upkeep of my ships. But I don't spend that much on my ships anyways. Right, the Danish force. I don't dare send out these troops. They're forcibly recruited and the voluntary local militia. So we have voluntary Danish traitors, and we have the ones that we've forced to become traitors. Gonna send one of my proper armies out there to deal with them. Boom, out-resolved. We lost 125, they lost everything. There we go. Now, let's hope that we can keep this under control. There should be no more problems in Clamor for Reform, should be stable. For now anyways, because currently we are researching screw breach and then naval technologies. Improved coppering, I don't think there's going to be a social unrest because we put copper plates on the bottom of our ships. And preserved food! Perhaps you could use that in civilian use as well. Come to good use. Well, clearly the troops on Cuba have no interest in marching against us, so we'll march against them. Most likely they'll intercept me, so I'll move forward with one force, which this is the strongest one. Well, we're gonna have to switch forces anyway, so perhaps this is better for... whatever... Actually, no. This force should move forward because that has the stationary guns. This one has the marine guns that can be moved up. And then I want to just rearrange these troops a little bit. And then the John Wayne army will move into attack range for the enemy. The enemy will start with a force. Of course it is the one that intercepts me is the one with all the cannons. So they will start with 3,000 men, and then they will be reinforced by 8,000 men. I will start with 5,000 men and reinforced by 8,000 men. So we do have the advantage in numbers. As you can see here, a lot of their troops are low on numbers. And they already have poor morale. Hopefully we'll have a repeat of what we did in New Andalus and just sweep these from the field. Something that I definitely do not get is how the enemy is allowed to intercept me, like move out and intercept me on the way to attacking them, but somehow they managed to do it while still in the fort. Oh, no, 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 no. No, I ordered you not to fire. No! I specifically ordered them to hold fire because I wanted the enemy to be on top of the wall when I broke it. That was why I moved the troops forward now. Because I wanted them to be on top of the wall when I broke it. God damn it. Well, they're all moving off the wall now, which should make it easier for me to get up on it. I'm ordering... We're gonna have 4 units climb here. I've got these additional 4, which are gonna be part... Now I only got 3 of them. Oh, there's the 4th. These 4, which will be part in taking this part. And then these 5, which will also be part in taking this side. However, there was a few cannons here at the start and my cavalry quickly overrun. The enemy deployed troops here. So here's where the reinforcement's going to come from. But my plan is that I will focus on clearing out the fortress, taking complete control of the fortress, and then that will aid me a lot in this fight, because I will be able to have troops outside the fort, but also use the fort and cannons and so on. So I think that's the way to go. We'll order forward the cavalry now, just in case more enemy troops come over the hill there. Right. If I can break this wall as well, making sure that I have 2 entrances into the castle, that would be optimal. They have a lot of cannons stored back here, where they've placed all the regiments for some reason. So we'll see about trying to hit those cannons as well somehow. The mortars have been starting to blast us, but they haven't done that much damage as of yet. Let's go ahead and start getting some shots in through the fort there. And then I'll order these troops to speed up so that we can start climbing here as soon as possible. I think the troops, in terms of running the troops, I think they tire less from running, and then they tire really quickly from fighting. So you can probably, I feel like I can run them quite a bit before they get tired. They have not sent anything up onto this wall, and I don't want the enemy to slip in with more troops. So we'll move forward with these. To go ahead and see about stopping these guys from joining in. We might as well run these as well. Right. Okay, you're... I mean, there's not a lot of space to fire through, so... we'll just put one up ahead then and fire. 34%. These troops are soon up by the side. I'm gonna go ahead and speed this up. I think we'll just be in position to start firing on this unit before he... I'm gonna move the position slightly more forward. And then we can shoot him as he comes in. There's a unit right ahead of you. I think they're aiming for the closest one, which is like this one here, so that's why they're not firing. And instead they're just doing a weird shuffle. Right, we're about to fire on this guy though. I think this one will hold a little bit until it gets closer. These will fire. But then as they get closer to the actual gate, we'll have this one unleash devastating shots onto this. They've already lost close to 30 men. Why? Oh, you're doing that as well. You're aiming for someone inside, are you? Wow. And now you want to reposition yourself? Great. Wonderful. Anyways, my troops on this side, though, are now ready to climb the wall. And I'll move these a bit closer. So the enemy managed to slip in, but I still managed to kill quite a few of them. Now you should be able to fire. The guy's right there. And it's the general as well. Should be easy enough to defeat this guy, right? I'll form square then. Not only improving my chances of killing the general, immediately killing him, also locking them within the square. They seem to have killed quite a few of my men as well here. Well, once I formed square, they quickly drop in numbers. That will mean new troops will deploy out here. Right. We have claimed this gatehouse, and now I can actually send... Oh wait, we have claimed all gatehouses actually. So now I can storm the fort through the gatehouses. And the... looks like the enemy has started firing on their cannons have started firing on their own wall. Drop the squares. We should see then perhaps about sending in troops through the lower parts of the wall here. Or through the gatehouses. I think we'll have to leave one in place to ward off any troops that are coming through. I think bayonet attack without doing substantial damage to the enemy beforehand by firing on them is not going to work. Because we're not that much better at melee than they are. So we want to see if we can shoot at them beforehand, before we send in the troops. So I probably want these two to come in first and fire up on them. And then see about if we can shock the enemy into submission with bayonet attacks. Let's go ahead and speed this up a little bit. Noticing a cavalry unit on the map, but that is the enemy general's bodyguard. You will be ordered in to that side, and you will be ordered in to this side. The enemy is actually shooting quite a bit on this wall, 8%. They're sending Cuban militia over. The troops on the wall have been set to fire at will, so I'm hoping they will fire down upon the enemy. My guns can now actually focus on whatever comes in here, rather than focusing on the fort, as the fort has now been cleared. 9%. These guys should be just about ready. And if I move my troops, so I have them on either side here, we should be able to catch this militia in a flank fire. You guys don't seem to have anything to fire upon, so these two will be ordered down. Go on, start firing on them. They're right there. Not a lot of hits, but I think that's to be expected. Flintlock armed citizenry is coming to meet us on the wall. And now the unit is coming through here. Let's not meet the enemy in melee, but instead, as much as possible, try and gain an initial advantage by shooting at the enemy. Should have one, really have one, go ahead and take control of that house. They're very slow to react for the fact that I've put so many troops now inside their castle. Like, we've claimed this entire wall, yet the enemy barely reacts here to my presence. And here I'm gonna get 3 shots. Reinforcement has been sighted. It is a dragoon unit that has been sighted. While the fight goes on inside the fort. Oh, one thing that I sort of... We would have to try and defeat these guys before the timer runs out. Because this is... I don't think I will be able to capture the flag, will I? If I will, that would be great, but... What are you firing at? Literally the entire unit is shooting at God knows what. Just this part of it decided to shoot at God knows what, when there's tons of enemies ahead of you. These colonial troops are no good. Because they're not doing as I order them. Alright, form square, and then the guns will now fall silent to not shoot our own men. Shoot at the one that is returning fire. Winning slightly, but very exhausted. I'm gonna order down this. Let's order down all the units there. See about breaking that one. Should start to take control of the headquarters. Start firing out of there. Building captured. We're dealing quite a bit of damage to this unit right here and the rest of them. The cavalry unit is still running about here. I'll order the cannons to fire on them. I'll order these troops in now. And we'll order an additional 2 units in through the wall. We have 1 unit that has now retreated. Didn't I order you to attack? God damn it. Attack them in the back. And get this done with. 2 units coming in. Where is the Dragoon unit? Ah, it's now fighting over here. The fight is currently too much of a slow burn. Oh, we've lost a lot of troops here. This enemy unit is holding out a lot more than I thought. Which is definitely troublesome. Because I was hoping that we would be able to shock the enemy into submission rather quickly. Which doesn't bode well for the success of this enterprise. Looks like this unit will fall pretty soon now. There's only 6 men left here. And they're still fighting. That's not good. I'm gonna move this unit to that side. And then I'm gonna allow the second unit to open fire. And now this, I guess there's so many units on the move right now that... or perhaps here actually, is where the trouble is. I'm gonna order 1 to claim the house. And the other one's gonna be ordered to face the enemy there. So we've broken 1 enemy. Oh, you left before we were able to finish. Let's go ahead and charge through there. Again, they're firing on... I don't know what they're firing at. When they should be firing across at units that are actually... giving substantial resistance. My cannons are actually just hitting this house, which, as I'm trying to take control of it, that's not a very good idea, is it? I want another unit to line up here, but these guys are just continuously not giving up. I think they will fight to the end, so I'll just order the 114th to continue the fight, while the 116th will actually move to... Oh, of course. Oh, wow. 33 men somehow managed to defeat 500 men that are now on the run. Great. Wonderful. How the hell did that happen? We've started firing into here, so we're doing damage to the cannons. That's good. Oh, they're forming square. Well, that's perfect. I'm gonna send this unit in to kill those 2. I should probably move to try and take control of the flag. Because at this rate, I'm hoping that I can take the flag. Okay, get rid of that 1 guy, if you please. I don't know. Oh, this one's firing on towards the house. Oh, they're charging us over here. Can I get you to come through? There's a single guy holding on there. Apparently that's enough to cause major issue for me. And these guys are not being let through for some reason. But now we'll be able to, hopefully here, deploy 2 units on this side of the square. Ah, now he's in. More reinforcements, more reinforcements. There's 2 units of cavalry. They're on the way. Let's see about the getting the retreating troops inside again. Oh, half, because they wasn't all let in through the gate. A large part of the unit is coming in through the side there. The thing is, I should really be going for the flag, but I'm worried that if I go for the flag, they will react. And when they bring it to a melee fight... Shit. Is that dragoons or something? Ready to shoot at us. Indians from the Great Plains. Yes, it is. Not really dragoons, but they're firing arrows at me. I'm sure. I'll go ahead and retreat, and we'll target that with the guns. The enemy's cannons have been more or less killed, which is good. Oh, did I forget to... Oh, they're charged into the house. I'm hoping we have an advantage fighting within the house. The enemy are riding past the guns here. Will they perhaps move within canister range? And I can slaughter them that way. Otherwise here it looks like... Oh, they're moving out of the castle? Or the fort, I should say. Repositioning the troops a bit. Try and maximize fire. They're gonna attack the square from multiple angles, I imagine. I think we managed to fire a little bit. Actually, no, don't fire there. Fire on this. And then have the cavalry charge here. There's no point in you trying to hold that because they're not gonna... We're not gonna be able to charge in through there anyways. I don't know why they're having so much trouble selecting targets. An enemy general was killed. This square is coming under heavy attack, and if they're coming out and charging in through the back, we're definitely in trouble. Alright, I'm gonna send 1 unit to claim the flag. Can I get 2 units to take position here? Perhaps. Good rolling volleys all around. The cavalry sent those guys away. More reinforcements are on the way though. Let's see. I'm putting troops on the flag. Yes, we can in fact claim the flag. For 2 seconds before my unit decides to rout. However, I should have... oh, that's an interesting way. Half the unit climbs, half goes through the gate. They want to find as many ways as possible of getting in, besides, actually, the way that I ordered them to get in. Right, you will be ordered up to take position here, and that should be enough to claim the flag, shouldn't it? And then we'll slowly deal with the enemy units that are situated here. This square is not going to hold for much longer, which could mean disaster, as enemy cavalry then would be allowed entry into the fort. You have targets right ahead of you. I don't know why it's so difficult for you to get rid of them. Oh, charging the cavalry. Let's just go in with all of it, trying to sweep that away. This unit, unfortunately, was taken out by the cavalry. Form square. The troops in the house was able to kill all the enemies that tried to get in through there. Again, the last enemy guy they were fighting in melee died, and then the unit routed. I don't know what the morale is with the troops. It must be something with this tropical weather that is causing such alarm among my troops, as they feel the need to constantly rout. Alright, cavalry kind of stuck into bayonet troops for a long time. There's no point in holding on like that. More and more enemy troops are turning up. However, we've held the center for long enough that the Spanish gonna have to withdraw. As the fort, I mean, the fort is clearly ours. We hold the walls. They've only got a little bit of a foothold in this side, and if I run it out, I think we'll do better taking control of the fortress this way, and then fighting a second battle for all the retreating troops. So I'll end it right here, as I have secured the fort, and the Spanish governor is forced to withdraw, having lost all of his cannons. Close to anyways. His result of the battle: we deployed 13,000 men. We lost 1,200, remaining then a force of 12,000 men, while the Spanish deployed close to 11,000. Lost half of that, more actually, close to 7,000 men lost, leaving them with 4,500. I'm not entirely sure that I would have killed 6,000. I'm sure that a lot of this has been occurred as they withdraw from Havana, as they lost the fort. And we can see their troops heading away to the farms. Oh, we even destroyed one of the forces. And what remains is a lot of those went into the farm and then disappeared. So I thought that was going to be a lot more bloody than it was. We have African militia and the governor's guard, 780 men. I'm gonna demand a surrender. There's no point for you to die. And they agree. Cuba is now mine. Wonderful. And at this point, as the Spanish have no more troops or no more holdings in the New World, I see no there's no point. Can this be turned into coffee? The fact that I'm gaining a lot of tobacco through this island is good. Because tobacco, tobacco is one of the most prized goods right now. You can't trade it on the big sea, so it's all through plantations. And they have a lot of those on Cuba. So we have 2 tobacco, which is really good. Do I have tobacco in the rest? I'm gonna have to go through all my holdings. I don't think sugar can be turned into coffee. Coffee can be turned into tobacco, because that is obviously a lot. No, that's also sugar. Everything gets turned into sugar. It's all sugar. I want tobacco. Right, so I think we're gonna end the video here. We'll end it with me signing a peace deal with the Spanish. So the Spanish Empire severely cut down. Maybe they'll annex New Spain at this point because they've lost so much. Mara Antoinette. Marie Antoinette, just then it's spelled oddly. I'm going to request peace with her most Catholic Majesty. And I'm gonna trade you genocide, a genocidal policy for the colonies. That'll work well because they don't have any colonies, so they can't enact multinational corporation genocide. And Spain agrees, as they would, or as they should, I will say. I'm loath to give you this for 700. I am looking for trade, madam. Hopefully we can repair the relationship with Spain once they realized that it was very foolhardily to go against me. The greatest empire on earth currently, I would say. Wonderful. Oh, they're deported to Florida. I wonder if the war will start again, but this time around we will be fighting New Spain, which would be quite unfortunate. Anyways, now when we're at peace, we're technically not at peace because we're currently still at war with the Ottomans, which we have been for the better part of this century. Also, I should say something. In between here, I decided to give money to the enemies of my enemies, so I gave a load of money to the Portuguese, but I also handed over a large amount to the Cherokee tribes, and it seems to be working, because the Cherokee have been conquering a lot. So you can see the Cherokee has actually moved up here. Now, the Cherokee lost Williamsburg, they had that before. So there is, as you can see, a British army that has moved down and taken control of that. But I will be continuously handing over money to the Cherokee to keep my enemies occupied. We're going to hand over quite a lot. Going to raise a lot of troops with that kind of money, hopefully. I can't give them any technology, unfortunately, to improve, but you can see these great war hosts that are moving through here, keeping the British occupied, and that's gonna do me well when I land my troops all along the coast here and attack the British on all fronts. And that is what we'll be setting up in between episodes, hopefully. So, barring any other nation deciding to declare war on me, next time you'll see me is when we embark on the great conquests of the British Empire. And with that, I will be saying, as I always say, hopefully you guys enjoy this, and hopefully I'll see you guys for the next one. Bye.